Hello campers. I ran into a little problem putting in the stove. And what I have is I put an elbow on this so I can run my copper lines I have over here. I bought new equipment too because I couldn't find mine after all these years. But anyway, I put the elbow on there and I'm trying to fit it back in here. And there's enough room for it, but you have to put it in at an angle now, so I can't drop it straight in. And now, because of the angle, it has lengthened the amount of room I need for this edge. So I have to trim this out. Fit before, but it doesn't now. So I'm going to mark me a line here. I'm going to cut that off with the jigsaw. I don't have to cut much. Alright, let's see if that fits. Not quite. It's getting closer. I'd rather cut it off and leave a little extra than cut off too much. Let's try this again here. Okay. You know, it's pretty cold today. It's snowing at sea level. You can see my frost from my breath. And there it is. All right. I will be explaining these tools a little later, and also how to do a flare fitting. And this is a special piping for natural gas, I mean not natural gas, but propane. And it takes a special pipe. Don't use water line on that. But I'll go through all this with you when I'm hooking up the lines. And here are my fittings. But right now, I wanted to show you that I she's kind of heavy. Okay, I've got bent. I've got all the mounting hardware put in for hooking the top down. I'll be putting screws in from the underside, and I set them down just slightly lower than the edge, so it'll pull them down real hard and make that top nice and tight so it doesn't move. I've also got the drain valve down here, and I can bring the camera around and show that to you in a little bit. But I'm just about ready to hook this top down now that I've got the stove back in place. I'm going to go ahead and slide this back where it was. Now I need to square this up and stuff and screw it down. Once I do that, we will go ahead and deal with this stove plumbing. I'm going to need to run it all the way to the rear of the bus with this copper line. And sink looks nice. I did do something a little different. Last time I put one of these in, these handles, when you spun them forward, they got in the way of the sink. I mean, it's small enough already. So I put it on backwards. So when you turn it on, you just push them backwards and they'll be out of the way that way. Now that puts the hot on this side and the cold on this side. But, you know, I could always just take these handles off and switch them too. And then switch the water lines under it. But I like it better this way. That's all I have for the moment. I'll catch you back in a little while. Hey, I'm back again. It was too darn cold to work on that countertop back there. It was freezing. So I come back up to the workshop in here. It's a little warmer. I got a couple items. I might want to show you what's going into the bus as far as the solar and the inverter. And let's start off with the inverter. I got this from Windy Nation. And this is a 1500 watt inverter. And this thing is a modified sine wave. I didn't buy the pure sine wave. They are way, way too expensive. And I've ran a lot of stuff on these, including computers. I've never had a problem with them. But my largest one I ever bought was a 750 watt. And this thing here, this is a 1500 watt. Yeah, this is the largest one I've put in so far. Looks like it comes with instructions. Yeah, it does. And a warning to read before installing. I think that's probably a good idea. But this is what this guy looks like here. Look at the big buses on this thing. It's got a single fan, positive and negative. It's got 3 individually switched 110 plugs there for AC. It's got the main off and on here. And this guy here, I believe, is for a remote. You can hook a remote up to this thing. And this little meter here, if you flip this switch here, it'll read watts or volts, either way. But the reason I bought this thing is I hear nothing but good stuff about Windy Nation, and I know that they put together solar panel kits for people too. But I ended up getting the Renogy, I said it right this time, solar panel kit, the 200 watt kit. And I've got it right here too. I can show you what's inside of that. Before we get into that, I'll show you the label on this in case any of you guys are interested in getting this particular one. Do I have it right side up? Yes, I do. Okay. But anyway, I'll get this out of the way for a moment. And let's open this guy up. to send this back for any reason. All right. So let's see what we got first here. Here I go, opening up boxes again. This is the mounting kits. These are the mounting hardware. They actually fit like this on your van, like this. The bolts go down through the roof here, and the panels mount right there on that. It's got a little stopper here for it. These are easy to install. I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo on this guy. Okay, we'll put that over here. Let's see what else we have. Pull one of these panels out and take a look at it. Okay, got a bunch of goodies coming out with it. Lots of paperwork here. So, they're a good looking unit. They're all aluminum framed. They've got holes in them to take the mounting hardware. And this is a 200 watt kit, so you're going to get 2 of these 100 watt solar panels. And pre-wired, ready, plug and play. Two sets of cables. These are the round cables that go through the roof of the van, and in my other video I showed you the ingress cap that I recommended for these to make sure they seal around these wires and you don't get any drippage going on inside your vehicle. Sounds like that's just another set of mounting hardware. You get 4 per panel. And this is why I buy the Renogy kit. Man, I am just fighting not to say that other word. But they send you a bit of an upgraded charge controller, the Wanderer. Some people don't like this one because it doesn't have any type of gauge. It just has the little flashing lights on it. But this is a very good unit. Worked really well on my other bus. You can always get a separate gauge and hook it in line, and so you can monitor amps, volts, whatever, input, output. You know, I'm a real basic guy. I didn't do that on the other van. I just put this in as it sits, and I had a switch panel that showed voltage, but inside the van that ran the lights and the fridge and all that stuff. But there it is. Might as well check this other one here and make sure it's okay. Looks perfectly fine. They're not too darn heavy. They feel stout. They feel really strong with this big aluminum frame on them. But they're just not really heavy either. And I like that too. I hate adding any more weight than I have to on the build. But what I usually do is I'll run this 200 watt system, and tripping over all the cardboard stuff. Sorry about that. I'll run this 200 watt solar panel system, and I'll add 2 golf cart batteries to it, and that'll give you 220 amp hours, and 225 amp hours. And I use the Interstate golf cart batteries, and because I can get them local here, price is right, and they're really good batteries. So that gives me a pretty good amount of power. And the nice thing about this 200 watt kit is you can expand it up to 400 watts and still use this same Wonder charge controller. Yeah, 400 watts of solar on your roof. Then you know, you can expand as many batteries as you think it'll handle. So that's what I have for you right at the moment. Hope you enjoyed seeing it. See you guys later. Well, guess who found me? Yep. What are you doing? He's purring. Don't show kitty butt to the camera. Nobody likes kitty butt. There you go. What are you doing up there? Why don't you hop down? You're bugging me, man. There he is. There's a little turd bird. It's in the evening. He just wants a little attention, that's all. I wouldn't pay any attention to him, so he crawled up on me. Sometimes that hurts if I'm not wearing a coat. Talk to you guys later.